Come on, Facebook. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. What's tonight's stuff? I've missed that. Good evening, everybody. It's a bit of a treat tonight. I'm using somebody else's stamps, whoop whoop, which is a very unusual. Anyway, I'll wait till everybody's here. I'll drink my coffee and clean my glasses as per usual. So apologies to everybody in the Facebook group for the Facebook post I popped on earlier. I completely got my weeks mixed up. So let me take this off. I completely got my weeks mixed up. So next week we are normal. So Monday evening and Thursday evening for the happy hour in the Facebook group as normal. And then the week after there will be three lives. So the 26th is when I'm going to sit and have a chat with you all and bring you up to date with what's been going on in the background. Oh my word, I've made them worse. I don't know that you can see that. I wonder if that's got glue on it. If the card's lopsided, you know why. So hi to everybody joining. I'll do a little recap again before we start. So here we go. Hello chat. Sorry about last week, feeling rough. You fell asleep during my live. Well, I'll let you off if you were feeling rough. Just this once. Don't let it happen again. Hi Hope. Philistines. So hi Anne. So good evening to everybody who is just joining us. Lady M, love that. Lady M. Hi Jenny, how are you? Hi Denise, Karen. Hi to everybody I've not spoken to over on the tube. So let's just get back onto Facebook and say hello to everybody joining. So tonight you can see I am colouring again tonight. So last week's card, oh no, not everybody would have seen it, would they? Because we did it as part of the happy hour. Let me just show everybody. So for anybody who isn't a member of our Facebook group, get yourself in the Facebook group, because we have oh, wrong one. We have another live on a Thursday evening in the Facebook group, and that is what we call a happy hour deal. So it's a special deal where I demo the deal just for an hour. Well, it's usually an hour and a half if I'm honest. And then, so yeah, I demo the deal. You've got a fabulous half price or better than half price deal, but it's only for members of our Facebook group. So if you haven't yet joined our lovely Facebook group, and why you wouldn't, I really don't know, because everybody in there is absolutely fabulous. I love everybody in my Facebook group. They're marvellous people. And this is what you need to search for. So just search on Facebook for Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours. You'll find the group, and then you need to ask to join. And this is what we did last week. So we did a little bit of colouring with the alcohol pens last week, and it's got me in the mood. It's got me in the mood to get the pens out again. So hence cue the alcohol pens. So that's what we're doing tonight. And when I was looking at this, hi to everybody just joining. Apologies if I've missed you and forgot to speak to you. Oh, bless you. I'm glad you've made it as well. Yeah, so that's basically what happens. So every Monday I am live on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page and on our Crafting with Phill Martin YouTube channel, and at 7 p.m. UK time. And then every Thursday I'm live just in our Facebook group for our Facebook group members with a special bundle deal and a fabulous, supposedly 1 hour demo, but it never is. It's always an hour and a half. You are all fabulous, Hope. I say it all the time. I've got the best Facebook group ever. You're all absolutely marvellous. So what we're going to do tonight, so when I was looking, my back is still not 100%. Thank you for asking, Helen. My back is still not 100%. Sorry, David, I can't run to half price drinks as well. You know I've got a holiday to pay for. Yeah, so my back's still not 100%. It's still twinging, but it's 90% better. Just when I forget that I've got a bad back, I do something and it pulls it again. But hey ho, it's my own fault. Oh, well done, Pam. You're going to love them when you get used to them. So good evening to everybody just joining. Yeah, so tonight I thought let's do something a little bit different. There are no flowers on tonight's card. There are no embellishments whatsoever on tonight's card. We're going to do a clean and simple-ish card. I say ish because we are doing a couple of Inky techniques that will take it from being clean and simple to a little bit arty and a little bit farty. I know, Sue, I know. I forget, you know what it's like, and silly things like, I don't know, what did I do earlier? Oh, I went to turn the plug off over there. I went to turn the plug off before I moved one of the sockets and jarred it. But there you go, hey ho. I watched it on Saturdays on holiday last week. Oh, that's marvellous, Margaret, well done. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a treat tonight because we're using a stamp that I didn't think we'd got. And it's a bit of a bonus, it's a bit of a treat, this, like I say. So let me move all these bits off my desk. We're using one of Francois Reads. Now, everybody, if you don't know who Francois is, she's one of my old friends. No, she's not old, but she's an old friend from Woodware, who obviously now is still with Creative Expressions. Now, we stock some of the Woodware lines, not everything, but some of them. And when I was at the shop on Wednesday last week, it might surprise you to know that I robbed the shop. I hate the heat. Yeah, it must be Wilbur. I'm going to retract that statement because I don't. I love the heat, but not in this country. And we had a thunder and lightning storm earlier. No rain whatsoever, just thunder and lightning, and it's made it even more muggy. No flowers. Yes, I'm an imposter tonight. I think you're going to like it though. It's something a little bit different. So good evening to everybody just joining, and good evening to anybody who's watching us for the first time. So if you are watching for the first time, get it in your diary, every Monday evening 7 p.m. So we are using one of these fabulous stamps from... Oh, I love these. Why have I not used these before? I'm going to take it out of the packet. These are the gnomes. These are part of the gnome range from Francois Reads, who is somebody I've known for many years. She's an amazing artist and an amazing crafter, and it's actually a privilege for me to be able to use this for a change tonight. And I thought it would be nice for you, particularly because we used the alcohol pens last week. I thought it would be nice for all of you to see them used on a different kind of image. So last week we did the cat on the happy hour, and tonight we are doing Arty Gnome. I love him. Where does it tell you his name? Oh, it doesn't tell you what his name is. Oh, here it is, Arty Gnome. But he hasn't got a name, which I think is absolutely shocking. So I think we'll call him Gerald. So this is Gerald. So for anybody who kind of shies away from colouring and this kind of stamp, it's actually a whole new ball game, because it brings something different into your crafting that you would normally do. It takes you out of your comfort zone. And I promise you, these are dead easy to colour in. So, as ever, on a Monday, Phill the Pixie. Norman. Is that what she calls him, Chrissy? Norman? Well, I'm not calling him Norman. I like Gerald. Norman's a little bit common. We're having Gerald. Sorry, Francois, if you're watching. We've upgraded him to Gerald. So, we are going to colour him in and fussy cut him. So, this is literally the complexity of the card for tonight. So the top part is A5. I've literally just got three panels on my base. Now my base is 22 by 16. So this is 22 by 16, so it's a little bit bigger than a standard A5 card. And then I've got 3 layers. Surprise, surprise. Now this top layer, I've got something in my eye. Bear with me a second. Oh, it's an eyelash. What does it mean if you've got an eyelash in your eye? I've got it, I think. I've got it. So this top layer is what we would traditionally have our background on. Now, when I was looking at the shop, I told you I've come away with a few of these lovely gnome stamps, and I've actually borrowed, although it'll never get back to the shop, this stencil, which works really, really well because, let me show you. This stencil has got the word art in it. So let's put these two things together, and it's a bit of a no-brainer. He's got a paintbrush, so for us as crafters, we could send this to other crafters. I just think it's fabulous. And we're going to create an inky background using the art stencil. So just so you all know, before I start working, clearly if we use this stencil in the traditional way, which is putting it in position on the cardstock and then inking through it, what we're going to be left with is the white space where the stencil is. Now, I don't want that. I want some colour. This is going to be a bright card. I want some colour from this. So we're actually going to use inks on this and spritz them and create a panelled background. Dead easy. I'm going to show you how to do it. Here you go. And as ever on our Monday nights, we've got it means you've got an eyelash in it. Sandy says make a wish. Oh, I did, but I don't think it'll come true. I've been trying for years to get all I really want for my birthday. You've got until Thursday to get me one. All I really want is an Aston Martin Vanquish, please. I'm not fussy. I don't care what colour it is. All I want is an Aston Martin Vanquish. So whoever gets me an Aston Martin Vanquish can have a free run in the shop with a trolley. Oh, who called me Philip? Oh, you've left some stock, Philip. I don't know what I've left, to be honest, because I took quite a few. So anyway, so just at the bottom of the screen, you can see we've given you a lovely 10% off. Now the woodware stuff is cheap as chips anyway, but we've given you a lovely 10% off all of the woodware stencils and all of the woodware stamps for tonight. So go and fill your basket, and then we'll show you how easy it is to do this. Hang on. I know, Jean. Now, Jean, I know you love me. If you loved me enough, you would have saved up to get me one. And I'll tell Tracy that you're going to get me one. Can you imagine her face, Jean? Oh, look, there you go. 2 eyelashes. That's 2 wishes. So that means I can have an Aston Martin Vanquish and I can have it in black with red leather seats, please. That's my 2 wishes. Anyway, I digress. So let's get cracking with this card. So let's just make sure I've got alcohol card for this. I did have somewhere. Where are you? That's not it. That's not it. This is it. So remember, we are using alcohol pens, so you need to use the Silky Smooth Brilliant White cardstock for... I don't, unfortunately, Jackie, but I'll let you borrow my Q8 whenever you fancy. My mother always told me I doesn't get... Yeah, my mum did as well, Linda. So I'll rephrase it. Linda's just told me her mum always said that I want doesn't get. So I'm going to rephrase my first comment. I don't want an Aston Martin Vanquish for my birthday. I need an Aston Martin Vanquish for my birthday. Hi, Dorita. Right, anyway, let's get back to the task in hand because we've got some colouring to do. I'm just going to quickly show you my practice run. So this was my practice run earlier. I've not finished it. I've left some bits, but this was my practice run earlier. I love it. Look at the paintbrush. He's got paint on his nose, paint on his hat, on his shoes. I just think it's a fabulous fun stamp for us as crafters. And you do go and have a look at the rest of the woodware stamps, because there's some cracking images in there. Absolutely cracking images. So, alcohol card is what you need. It's on the website. I do know that we've just had to reorder it, so I think there's only a bit left until the new delivery comes. So I'm going to stamp him just with my acrylic block, and I'm using my Memento ink pad. I'll talk to you about the ink pad colours when we get to that stage. I want to show you how easy it is to colour these in. That's paying for the holidays, David. I've just booked another one for next year. Hi, Isabel. Did you? Yes, you do. Let me put it back on for you. There you go. Look, so when you check out, everybody, if you any of the woodware lines, I know Patricia, they start at 400,000. They start at 400. So Isabel, so for anybody who's treating themselves to any of the woodware stamps or stencils tonight, if you put the code woodware in capitals in the little where it says if you've got a code or anything when you're checking out, pop the code woodware in and you'll get 10% off. There you go. Just remind me to tell you again if I forget. No, it's not a special. I suppose every birthday is special. Sandy's just put, if you didn't sell such nice products, we might all be rich enough to buy you one. Oh, you've got me there, Sandy. You've got me there. Hi, Nicholas. Right, so let's get this stamped. This card tonight is really simple, really easy to do, but it's actually a nice welcome change. And I know colouring in isn't for everybody. And I also know that colouring with alcohol markers isn't for everybody. So what I'm going to say to you all is, if you haven't got the alcohol markers, but you have got the watercolour pens, you're still going to get some amazing results using the watercolour pens. The dimensions of these stamps are just amazing. I love them. And I particularly love this one. There's another one as well. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got a snail in it, and I loved that. Right, that should be enough ink. I think I've inked it. Oh, I think I've inked it enough. So I'm just going to stamp this towards the edge because I'm going to fussy cut him out. Oops. I've just slipped with my acrylic block. Let's just see if I've got away with that. Hey, I've just had an idea. Oh, thank you, Isabel. I've just had an idea. So Hope, anyone make an Aston Martin stamp? I've got no idea. Hope, I've just had a thought. I wonder if they're cheaper over there with the conversion rate. Oh, he's fabulous. I am going to stamp him again because I did move. So I'm going to stamp him again. I knew I'd moved when I did it. You'll notice as well, everybody, as you look through the range of the woodware stamps and the stencils, Francois is really good at stencils, lots of textures and everything. But as you look through the woodware stamps particularly, you'll see that she always has something that coordinates, which I personally latch on to. So let's see if I can do this again without... I'm standing up. I should know better. I should know to stand up. That's better. Look at him. I love him already before he's even coloured in. Didn't realise they were only 400k. I'll have to... Oh, Karen, well, if you're having two, don't forget to share. They're not 400k, by the way, everybody. They start at 400k. Believe you me, I've looked. Oh, I wonder if Aston Martin have a code. use the, I mean, Aston Martin, Phill Martin, it's just meant to be, I think. But I wonder if they've got a discount, a 10% discount code. I mean, really, they should. Somebody email them and say, can you please do a 10% discount code? I do, Helen. I love particularly Francois style because it's different to mine, but they're just gorgeous images. Right, let me just like this bit. Right, okay, so we've now got our stamped image, and it really doesn't matter which end of these stamps you go for. They're all dead easy to colour in. So if I just bring in the one that I was practicing on, and I'll bring in my colour palette, because I'm going to do the same colour palette for this one tonight. So if I just bring this in, you can see, look, I put a cross through the patch on his hat because it shouldn't have been orange. All the paint is orange, and this was me testing my colours. And I'll show you again for anybody who hasn't seen me do this before. Do you know I'm absolutely sweating? If I take my shirt off, can you tell? What do you call a female gnome? I don't know. Gertie. There's Julia. There's Julia. Lots of woodwear on Julia's website too. Oh, bless you. Oh, that's fabulous, Ellen. I'm very jealous. Very jealous. Right, so we're gonna replicate this, and it's easy peasy. And we're going to start with the patches. So I already know my colours, and I'm going to do this as if it's brand new to you all. So I'm using a bigger piece of card than I would do normally. Normally, I would use all these scraps. And remember, with the alcohol card, and particularly when you're just doing colour swatches like I'm doing here, use both sides, don't waste it. So I'm going to do my swatches, and this is what I always do with all of my alcohol marker colouring. So scribble on your card. I've got the wrong glasses on. Let me just change them. They even charge you for a brooch. Marie. Oh, Maria might be fair. Does she get a discount? 122. So I'm doing this with all of my colours. It will only take a second. 22. And I do this for two reasons. So one is obviously so you can see the colour at a glance. I'm going to do the patches first, so we'll just work with these three. So the reason I do this is one reason so you can see the colours at a glance, yeah? So the colours are never exactly what they are at the end of the pens because they're a plastic interpretation. So this now shows you, and after I've finished this, if this was something that I was going to use again and again and again, yeah, I would keep this bit of card and I would write on here Arty Gnome, Gerald. So by the time I've finished colouring this image in, Gerald will have a colour palette of his own, and I will save it with the stamp. There you go. Get me a brochure for my birthday. So what we're going to do is we're going to colour in all the paint. So all the paint in one go. This is really relatively quick. And I'm going to start with the middle colour, which is 22. So I'm starting with the middle colour. I'm just going to look where I've got the patches. So I'm going around the outside. The good thing about these, particularly with these images, is you don't need to be a very confident colourer. They are easy peasy to colour in. It's the same format as I do for all my alcohol pen colouring in, yeah. and a little bit there, and we've got another bit on his nose, and splat on there. So all I'm doing is going around the outside at the moment, and this is the middle shade, and the lid needs to be orange, and the label needs to be orange. The splat on his shoe needs to be orange. I'll bring it in and show you just in case you are treating yourself to any of the gnome stamps. It'll show you. Oh, I can't believe I've just done that. I've just coloured his shoe in orange. So if that happens to you, if that happens to you, don't throw your image away. It won't matter. We can go over it. And it's got a little splat on there as well. And is that all these splats? This is a splat too. And I'm just making sure that that's all the splats, and it is. So that's the first colour. So for anybody who, I know Julia, I know it's not quite what I said in my head, but it rhymes with, oh, I can't even think of anything it rhymes with. Don't worry about that. The shoe's going to be brown in the end, and the orange will tone in with browns. So for anybody who's treating themselves and going to have a go at this is the way you go for your first layer. We're then going to go to the darker layer, which is probably 122. So I'm going to do 122 next, which is a slightly deeper orange, and I'm going more or less over where I've just been. I'll see if I can do a close-up and show you how it looks. For those of you that have used, oh, I nearly did it again. For those of you that have coloured with alcohol markers with me before, you will know the rule of half, half again, and half again. So we start at half, then start at 3/4, then at half, and then at 1/4. So if I bring that part in there, hopefully you can just make out that I've gone over the area that I did originally with the darker pen, but only halfway. And now the fun begins. We're going to the lighter colour, so the proper orange, which is 23. Yep. And we're going to colour the whole thing in. So I'm going over everything. And what you can see, or what you will hopefully see, is how that is bleeding out the shadow or the shading. I'm just showing. So already look, it's bleaching out the darker colours and it's giving you the shading. It's the easiest thing in the world. I might have to take my shirt off in a minute because I'm absolutely roasting. So let's just do this. So remember, we've gone dark, we've gone medium, dark, light. That is my chair creaking and not me, just so you know. So just by using these 3 pens, we've actually started to blend and shade in the easiest way possible. So that's how it looks, ignoring that part. Yeah. Happy birthday, Patricia. So that's the first part. We're going to go over that again with the medium colour, which is 122. Why did I write 122? That's what I've just used. 22. No, 122 is right. So we're going over that again with the medium colour, which is the 122. And I'm going over everything. So you might be thinking to yourself, why is he coloured darker over the top of lighter? Well, I'm going to show you. This is how you get the depth of colour. So it's only by building up the layers of colour that you get this shading. And then we're going to take the 22, and whilst, so if I just bring that in now, you can see how it's drying, look. So you can see just in the middle of these bits, we've got the lighter area. And I'm going to now just do my shadowing. And I'm back on the dots. Back on the dots. We all saw me using dots in the Facebook group last week. So I'm just doing this super quick. And I'm only doing the side where I want shadows. Make sure I've not missed any bits. And now you can see it starting to come together. It's so easy. So we'll leave that to dry. We will leave that to dry. Are they brush pens you're using? This is the bullet nib I've got on here. So these are the alcohol markers with the bullet nib. They're all on the website. Yeah, I'm using the bullet, yeah. The bullet gives you a little bit more control for smaller areas. Let's get a drink. So that is the first colour laid on. I'm absolutely roasting. And then we're going to come to the patches. So I'm leaving the shoe till last. We're going to come to the patches. So what I did when I did the original image was I just did each colour at a time. So we'll do the greens next. And remind me that I need this patch to be green. So only two greens for this. And I'll do the same again, look, just so that you know. This is a really good habit to get into, everybody. Regardless of what image you're colouring with. 43. So this time we are going to do quite a few layers of the green. So to get this lovely emerald colour, which is what I was going for, to get this lovely emerald colour, thank you, Karen. My iPad, the picture is small when you go to enlarge it. When you go to enlarge it, you get the start, but nothing else. We're talking to us. Oh, bless you, Heather. Try YouTube, Heather. Is it better on YouTube? It's the fact that you try to open it and it rips the bottom of the screen. Surround away, deep join. What have I missed? What have I missed? I'm just looking back on YouTube, everybody. Paper piece it with the other one. Denise was shouting, "Stop, that's the shoe." No, don't worry. You are funny. You are funny. Right. Yeah, so this is how we get this lovely emerald colour. This is just two greens. And we're going on with the first one first. Don't worry about that, everybody. I'm just gonna tell you, don't worry if you go in with the wrong colour in an area. You've got, I mean, Karen's just said on YouTube, go in with the blender pen to bleach it out, but I don't actually need to, because the colour that I'm going to be colouring the shoes in is darker. So the shoes are going to be a dark brown, and orange actually blends in nicely with the browns. So don't panic. Panic ye not. So let's do the patches. So this is the first patch. And this is the tufty bits. I don't know what you call these. And then we'll do the big area. So on the big area, which is the patch, the rim of his hat, because it's a larger space, I am doing circles, look. And what we're aiming to do is have the middle of it left white. So the middle is left white. That will be our pale area when we're finished. Is there any more green, or is that it? So that's the first layer of the green, and that is 47. That's how it starts. Tassels, yeah, that's it. I wanted to say dangly bits, but I know what you lot are like. So here we go. So now we're going in with the darker shade, which is considerably darker, as you can see. So when you go in with the darker, you know that this is going to be where your shading is. So I know it needs to be darker more on this side. It's dead easy. And then the same on here. So I'm just going to give you a tip, because this is a larger space again. This is a larger space. You missed that. Phil was like, yeah, just all I want is an Aston Martin. So this time, because this is a larger space, I'm going to flick from the sides. I'm not bothered about the white bit. Not at all. So I've flicked almost all the way across. So you can see just how much darker this green is to the first one. I mean, these colours together are lovely anyway. So then we'll come to the first colour, and I'm going to use this chisel. Oops. I'm going to use the chisel on this. So don't be scared of the chisel, everybody. The chisel just covers a larger area more quickly. And if I show you this one section just now, look, that's the only bit that I've done. It's already shaded it. That's how easy it is. So don't be scared of the chisel. And just to clarify, everybody, this is the only chisel you're likely to see me with. I'm going to use the bullet on the tassels because it's smaller. It's just a smaller area, so just the bullet for that. And then back to the what you call it, chisel. So I'm going over everything. There is a lot of colour being laid on this card. And that is the card and the pen squeaking and not my knees. Oops, he's got a green nose, bless him. That's what happens when you're not very well. Hi Aisha. So I'm just going to add a little bit more shading to the outer edges. Just a bit. And a little bit underneath here. A little bit more down the side of here. A little bit more down the side of here. And then just a teeny tiny bit at the base of these tassels. And now we're going to go over with the green again. I better do it with the bullet this time. So that's now, how many layers is that? That's 3 or 4 layers of green. But look how easy that is. So even if you're scared of using alcohol markers, there's absolutely no reason why. Absolutely no reason why you can't do this just as easily. So that is the shading look. Runny nose, yeah. Yeah, gonk. I've not heard them called that for ages. So that is the green. We'll move on now to the turquoise. And the turquoise is just 2 colours again. And these are pretty similar shades. But one is definitely darker than the other. So I'll do it at the side. That one is number 61. And this one is number 65. So 65 is the darker one. So same process. There are only a couple of bits for the turquoise. So I'm just going to get on with it. Exactly the same way. Francoise has been very good and she's put little dots for your shading and everything on here anyway. So it does help you out a little bit. And then the lighter colour all over. Lighter colour. And that's actually more or less done just from two applications. That's quite easy. The turquoise is quite easy. It's small areas. And then I'll just blend that in. You can see how easy it is, can't you? So I'll just let that dry and blend in. Now we'll move on to the main bulk of his hat. So Karen and I were having a discussion about the main bulk of his hat. We couldn't decide on the right colour, and I wanted a kind of crafty looking colour, yeah. And that's what we've got here. But that comes with building up the colour. So the first one, as you know, is one of my favourite colours, which is putty, which is 169. Then we have brown grey, which is the main bulk of the colour. And then we have yellow ochre, which is the darker shade. So just to be contrary and do it in a different way to all the rest that we've coloured in. This is probably only going to take me another 5-10 minutes to colour in. The gonks when you can't see them, so Francis gnomes are mostly gonks. Oh, that's fab. So I'm going to go around the outside of the main body of his hat. with the putty. So this is the lightest shade, and I'm covering up almost everything that is white space on this hat. It's so easy to do. Honestly, these images are so easy. So I've coloured in, look, no skill required. I've coloured in the main bulk of his hat there with putty. We're going to go in now with the darker colour, which is the yellow ochre. And the yellow ochre is the strongest of these colours. So this is where I want my shading to be. I'm trying to think of an easy way for you to remember. But a lot of the way you colour with alcohol markers is personal preference. So I can't tell you to always do dark first and bleach it out with light, because I do it sometimes the other way around. You've just got to find what works for you. So you can see him starting to take shape. We're going to go over everything with the 104, which is the main bulk of the hat, remember. I'll do it with the bullet just to be on the safe side. So I'm going over everything. Circles, or circles where you can. And if I bring this in and show you a close-up in a second, you'll see how much of that dark colour has been bleached out by this colour. But what it's done is it's left us with the base for a shadow look. Yeah. So it's left us with the shadows already there. We're going to build that up. So I'm just going to build up. I'll do this quickly. Let me just get a drink. It's absolutely roasting in my room. And if I could tell you something, but I'm not. But I can tell you, I've got my shorts on, and it's very sticky. I might have to get another fan in here. So I'm just going back in, look, with the shadows. Remember, layers are what give us the intensity of colour. So every time I add the shadow and bleach it out, we're building up the layers of colour. Oh dear, I'll do this with the chisel just to be a bit quicker. So this should be enough now for the hat. And I may go back in and make the shadow darker again later. It's personal preference. But can you see how this lovely image is coming to life? So easy to do. So easy to do. No. Ignore that bit in the middle, it'll dry. How fab is that? Thought you were going to say... I would take my shirt off. I don't think I'm going to be sat on a faux leather chair naked, not in this weather, because things might stick to it. Right, let's move to So we are getting there, look. You can see the number of pens is reducing every time I do a section. Now I like the shades that you get, which is why I use so many pens. You don't have to use this many, but I like to. So now we're going to do the brush and his shoes. So the brush, the body of the brush and his shoes. Now these colours you wouldn't necessarily put together, so I'm going to show you. This one here is called Chocolate, and it's a 99. This one here is called, no, that's not Chocolate, that's Bronze. This one's Chocolate, which is 92. 92. And then lastly we've got Raw Umber, which is one that I use a lot. Raw Umber is brilliant for blending out shadows. So 102. So we're going to work with these three colours to create the colour for the brush and his shoes, look, yeah. And it's just the easiest thing in the world, this. We're going with the darkest, which is the bronze. So I'm going in with the bronze first. And these are relatively small areas, so you don't need to worry about circles and stuff too much. We're just basically going around the outside. And I'm going to do the same again with his shoes. So always leaving the little white space. And now you'll see, look, how this will get bleached out. It won't matter too much. Can you see, look? You can't really tell there was any orange underneath that shoe, can you? Yeah, I specifically wanted bright colours for this. And then the soles of his shoes, we're just doing the two ends. And then back to the Chocolate, which is the dark one. And we're going over where we've just been already. But not covering it. This is why these are confidence boosters, these stamps, because they're just so easy to colour in. And then we're going in with the lighter colour, which is the Raw Umber. And we're going to blend these colours together. And this is where you see it start to take shape. It's just so easy to do. I know I say that a lot, but I promise you it is. So now we've got the blend of the pen. We now need to go over with the middle tone. I might not do it actually, but I probably will. We now need to go in with the middle tone, which is Chocolate. I might not do it actually. I'm not. I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm just going to add some more shadow in, so just bear with me while I faff. I'm just adding some more shadows. And this is just me being fussy, so forgive me. We will get onto the inky background in a minute. Told you this is just me being me. And then back to this one. Oh, it looks so good. Look how fabulous little shoes look. Right, have you got a drink, Phill Martin? I have. I'll get a drink and then we'll get cracking. We are nearly done with this. What time is it? Crikey. Right, so I'm going to whiz through this. So I'm doing the skin last. So I need cool grey. So I've got cool greys. Cool greys for the paint, the brush and the little tube of paint. And I need to do the bristles on his brush as well. I'll just do them with putty or something. So I'm just going to show you how to do this because it's a really small space. So this is the darker of the two greys. And that's all I've done, look. So I've just gone down the side and I've left a little white bit on the base. And then I'll just blend these together. And that's all you need to do to this space. That's all I needed to do, look, just to get that shadowing. I'll just do the brush. We are nearly done, I promise, I promise. So I'm going to do the skin next. I'll do his beard next. So for his beard, I've chosen warm greys. So the warm greys, contrary to how it looks on your screen, the warm greys are actually, they have a brown undertone, they have a beige undertone. So warm greys have a brown undertone, and I chose that because he's got brown shoes and he's got a crafty looking hat. The cool greys have a blue undertone, so they give you a different finish. Now I'm going in with, I'm not colouring the whole beard until the very last kick. So this is the darkest of the greys. Now you can do as much or as little of this as you like. And I know on some of Francois' original cards, she's left the middle part white. Now I'm probably not gonna do that. So can you see what I'm doing? I'm just flicking from the top. I'm gonna do this bit underneath his nose. I don't think I'm going to get a flick in there. And then I'm going to come in from the bottom and flick upwards. I told you, easiest thing in the world to colour in. And to be fair, you don't even have to colour the beard in if you don't want to. You could just cover him with glitter. So remember, this is the darkest of the greys, which I know it looks a bit greeny on your screen, but it isn't. It's a brown grey. So that is warm. That is warm grey 3. We're then going in with warm grey 2. I do indeed. So thank you very much. In fact, let's go back and do it properly. Squeak, squeak, squeak. That's cool grey 3. Cool grey 6. Warm grey 0.5, which you won't even be able to see. Warm grey 2 and warm grey 3. And of course, the beauty of these stamps is I've purposefully used brighter colours just for a change. But if you're sending this to, if you want to do a girly version, you absolutely could. There's no reason why you can't. So warm grey 2 is what I'm doing next. So I'm going over where I've already been. Now what happens is, because this colour that I'm going over the top with is lighter, as it dries it's going to start bleaching out some of this colour. So the beard is going to get lighter where I'm colouring now, as opposed to darker, which is just, it's magic. So try to speed up a bit because I want to get the inky backgrounds done. So that's with warm grey 3 and warm grey 2. And I'm now going to go with the warm grey 0.5, and the warm grey 0.5, just so you can see, it's almost the same as a blender. So it's really, really very, very pale. Can you change the nibs on your pens? Yes, you can. All out of stock. What's out of stock? Still some in stock, Karen says, if you're looking for the gnomes. So we're going with the warm grey 0.5. And I'm going over everything now, and I am using the chisel just to be a little bit quicker. So I'm going over everything, and this now bleaches out even more colour. Oh, it's just so good. I wish you could see this in real life. This now is bleaching out even more colour, and it's giving us some fabulous shading on this beard. Absolutely anybody can do this. And you can see, I don't know why I'm worried about the lines, because I'm going to cut him out, but... Oh, it's so good. Look how fab he is. And I'm not going to go any darker with his beard. I don't want any dark bits in his beard. If I wanted to, I would go with the middle grey, which would be the warm grey 2. But I'm not. I'm going to leave him as he is. So now we're going to come to the skin. And I've got 4 colours for the skin here. Oh, I forgot his... Let's have turquoise on that. Just because it's quicker. It's his sleeve, so he can have a turquoise sleeve. Just because there's less turquoise in the top. So the skin is a personal preference thing. I've got 4 colours here. I'm going to put them all on my mat or on my palette and write them down. 1, 3, 6. This is useful for any of you who have bought the pens, and I'm going to bring this in close so you can see the difference in colour, because they dry a lot different to how they look on the pens. 1, 3, 8. So the standard flesh colour or the standard white skin tone is actually 136. I'll just go here because that's very pink. That's if you want to do rosy cheeks, which I'm not. So the standard flesh tone is, I'm not doing rosy cheeks, so I'm going to put that away. The standard flesh tones really are 138 and 136. But this is really a personal preference thing. So if you look at number 27 there, number 27 looks quite yellow. But number 27 is the one that I use as my base colour. Now we can all see, looking at this image, that there isn't a lot of skin tone. Karen, would you just put direct links on for me, please, if you've got time? Karen's supposed to be packing. If you haven't, Mill, don't worry, people can go and look. So there's hardly any skin. There's hardly any skin in there to colour. But we are gonna. I'm gonna do this the same way I would do any other image. So we're gonna bleach out that green from his hat. And this is the one that looks yellowy. This is number 27. So it looks yellowy on your screen and it dries a bit yellowy. Oops, what have I just done? But it's the perfect undertone for all skin tones. Even if you're doing dark skin, like mine for example, you would start with this colour. Oh, I think I've saturated that. Sorry, Naomi. I forgot what I called you. So then we're going to go in with 136. So if I show you, look, ignoring the snot under his hat, we're going to go in with the next colour, which is 136. I'm going to do this because it might be useful for you. Number 9 is what you use for rosy cheeks, but you'll have to bleach it out a little bit. That won't work, will it? So I'm going just on this side now. And this is now toning down the yellowness. I think I've saturated, oh, I've used a lot of colour, look. And then the last one we're going to use is 138. And 138, I'm going to go over the whole thing. And 138, although it looks pink on the pen itself, it actually dries like it's like a rose pink, a rose skin tone. Oops. And I'm going to go over everything. So now this is turning that yellowy colour into a proper skin tone. Oh, it looks fab. And then if you want, you can just keep building it up, building it up. I'm not going to do because I want to get on with the background. I need a drink. Sorry everybody, I really should stop talking. Oh, I've got the bristles to do. I'm just going to cough again. That's it. I'm just going to do the bristles super quick. And then we can get on with sorry everybody. Right, there we go. So job done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I've taken my time with that just so that I can show you the processes, so you can see how you do that, where you start. I'll chuck all them under there for now. Pretend you can't see them. And we're just going to pop him to one side and leave him to dry. I would be going in and adding more shadows, but that's just me. That's how I am. So let's pop that to one side and bring in our card, because we've still got quite a bit to do. So this is going to be just flat onto here. So I'm going to do this and get this out of the way. It does look fab, and more importantly, it's just easy to do, and they're actually really fun. You know, I mean, we all know what my cards are like. I'm elaborate, over the top. and I like lots of pretties on my cards, but sometimes it's nice to have a change from that. And I can honestly say, in fact, let's just put the two next to each other, so ignoring his snotty nose, look, I can honestly say I've loved colouring them in. I even sent a photo to Julia. I said, oh, look at him, I love him. So foam tape, you would have the patience, Patricia. I've only taken such a long time because I've been showing you all the different steps along the way. And the one that I was practicing on earlier, the original one, that was just 10 minutes. Literally 10 minutes trying to work some colours out. I can still see the sun blaring through my curtains in my craft room. So we've got the craft card just as a matte and layer. I'm not going to stick that onto the card just yet. We're going to do the background. So this is going to be the background layer, and remember the stencil. We're going to create a panelled background with the stencil. So just remember, everybody, if you're going to have a go at this, just remember, if you ink through this with a sponge, you will be left with the negative in whatever colour your cardstock is. I don't want that. I want some colour. And I've chosen the 4 colours that coordinate the best with what I've done on the gnome. So we have mowed lawn, which is a gorgeous shade of green. Brushed corduroy, which we know coordinates with craft cardstock. Carved pumpkin, which is my favourite of the oranges, yeah. And also salty ocean, which is the nearest match to the turquoise colours on there. So we're going to create a watery stenciled background. And this is so easy to do, so easy. If you get fed up of me saying so easy, tell me. In fact, I've neglected you all because I've been so busy colouring in. I think I might have a minute and see what you've been saying to me. Well, I've got the wrong glasses on, I can't see the computer. Karen, you could tell your sister. Karen, get Phill to mod you. How do I do that, Rob? Oh, I've done it. I've made my sister a managing moderator. You should be able to do it now, mate. I didn't even know. Who knew? Who knew? So Karen, you should be able to post links now on YouTube. Woo woo. I was going to suggest that, Rob, to be honest. Right. So let's get this inky background done. So you've seen me do this before, maybe. We're going to add the colour. We're going to add the colour directly. I'm going to get another bit of kitchen roll just because I can't cope with the mess. Oops, that's just rolled everywhere. Oh, hang on. Oh, sugar. You know when you drop the kitchen roll and it rolls and unravels itself? Yeah, that. So remember, you need to do this on the back so that when we flip it over, the words are facing the right way. So I'm just putting some ink straight onto this stencil. I don't know whether you heard that, but I think it was thunder. So I am going to contaminate my ink pads. Don't shout at me. It won't matter. The distress oxides. I've got to do this 3 times. And let's have some turquoise on the flower. A little bit up here. A little bit down here. Oops. A little bit there. I'm just going to put some more orange in the middle of this. little bit of the brush corduroy. So don't worry about getting this everywhere, because when you wet it, we will end up with a lovely wet, watery background. Now you know me well enough to know that I'm going to do this in the cleanest way possible. So I'm going to pop that over there. I'm going to mist that with water. So I've done quite a bit of water there. That was about 10-12 sprays. And I'm going to get I'll do it with my fingers just to be quicker. And I've got to try and get this somewhat in the middle. So somewhat in the middle. And then I'm going to dab that with another piece of kitchen roll. So these colours, because I've just squashed that down, they're going to bleed out a little bit. You can actually see it underneath. Look how cool is that? Leonie would be proud. Leonie would be proud. Oh, well, mostly I didn't press hard enough. But that's good. You can see the word art. So now I need to repeat that twice, and because I know I've got plenty of ink on there still, I'm going to try and get it from this one. And then I might need to just repeat it again. Let's come off the page a bit. I'll press a bit harder. It's just a fab technique. Now I'm assuming Julia has done this before. I'd be very surprised if she hasn't. Oh, it looks fab. So the look I'm going for is more or less this, because it's supposed to be arty because of him with his paintbrush. And I just thought this stencil was the perfect match to go with this image. Let's just repeat that. I'll do it super quickly. Oops, it won't work with the lid on, Phill. And do you know what I love about the colour palette? Have you noticed? It almost looks rusty. It almost looks rusty. Fabulous, love it. So the orange, the turquoise and the brown is what I use with my paints, if you remember. So if you've watched the video on YouTube where I've showed you how to do the rusty technique with the paints, it's the same sort of colour palette. Who knew? Is the other thing to trust the process? Yes, Denise. What did Audrey say? I thought Rob was telling you to model as a gnome. So again with the water, this is just normal cardstock I'm using, by the way. It's not watercolour card. So let's just get the last side done. And I actually don't need to do anything else to the background. I'm not even going to splat it or ink the edges. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Now I'm just going to say this stencil does feel a little bit thinner than mine, which could be why we've ended up with open areas. It's just a little bit thinner than my stencils are. So that could be why. Oh, that's actually a better result. Look at that. How fab is that? Love it, love it, love it. Oh, love it. Love it. Oh, I'm having a lovely time. Having a lovely time. Right, let's just... Don't watch Leonie. Yes, I'm cleaning the stencil and it's going in the bin. Not the stencil, the kitchen roll. And you know as well as I do where that's going. So here we go. Lovely clean stencil. That's going in the bin because I don't want none of that on my desk. Thank you very much. My fingers are going to be washed. I can hear you all shouting at me. I am short enough to model as a gnome, although I'd be the best looking gnome you've ever seen. With that minus the beard. Minus the beard. I did actually show Karen. Oh, I don't know whether I told you all this. Ages and ages and ages ago when I weren't very well. When we came back from holiday, remember, and I'd got that horrible cough, and I'd not had a shave for about 3 weeks. Now 3 weeks might be exaggerated. No, it might have been about 3 weeks. I'm just going to leave that. Look how fab that looks. Isn't that gorgeous? Just while we leave that to dry, I'm going to leave that to dry as long as I possibly can. And we're just going to fussy cut our gnome out. So I am going to cut him out with a white border. So I'm going to leave that there. So now I know, look, that's Gerald, my Arty gnome. And I'm going to cut him out with a little bit of a white border. Now I'm doing that on purpose so it gives me some separation between the background and him. So I'm just going to go with a little white border. It doesn't have to be neat, everybody. These are super easy to to cut out. They're all straight, well, easy to follow lines. Yeah, so I was just saying, I did send Karen a photo, months and months ago, and no, Karen, you can't show everybody, where I'd not had a shave for about 3 weeks when I was ill, and it eventually drove me mad because it was too itchy. So I made myself go up to the bathroom to have a shave, and I'd shaved all my chin and everywhere, and I'd left the tash on. I left the tash part on. So if you want to know what I look like with a bit of a tash, it'll cost you an Aston Martin Vanquish. Or it might cost me something for Karen to not show you. Yeah, it was weird. It's funny. Because I've never had one all my adult life. I've never had one. So I'm just going round, look, easy peasy, not trying to keep it straight. It doesn't matter. We want the white space. I'm not putting any glitter on him. I'm not putting any glossy accents on his shoes or anything. I'm just leaving him as he is. Look how fab that is. Do you see now why I did that colour palette? Is it all making sense? Sort of. So pop him to one side. Phill dressed as a gnome driving an Aston Martin. Hilarious. So this little stamp comes with 2 sentiments in it as well. And it's got being creative is magical, and that's the one that I'm going to go for. And it also has you make me smile. I don't know whether you've noticed as well, you've got all these little splatty things and paint swooshes, which is fabulous. But I just wanted to do that lovely background. I knew I would like it. Being creative is magical. And I'm going to stamp this. Do you know what? I'm going to do the turquoise. I'm doing the salty ocean because it's the least obvious colour in the image. Sorry, Tim. Won't matter. It really won't matter. Being creative is magical, and it's true. Great fussy cutting. I did it super quick. Need to see. No, I'm not showing you, Catherine. In fact, I don't think I've even got it on my phone anymore. I think I deleted them, but it was very funny. I can't show you because I'm topless and I've got shaving foam everywhere apart from my beard. So I can't show you. It'll be all over the internet. So let's just snip this out. And we are obviously going to map this onto some craft card to coordinate. Aren't they fun, these stamps? I'm so glad I used it tonight. And in case you can't tell, I have thoroughly enjoyed doing something different to what I normally do. And I hope it's given you some inspiration to do things, get out your comfort zone. And we all know well enough that you could absolutely prettify, that you could Phillify these stamps and cover it with loads of flowers and stuff if you want to. I just thought the arty background, it was this one I was drawn to, and the one with the snails. Well, actually there was quite a few I was drawn to. So I hope Karen doesn't do a stock take. So a little bit of a crafty border. Let's see if this is dry enough now for me to put my layers on. Oh, that's the wrong one. Is that dry enough? It is. So here we go. Glue. Could put a little waistcoat on him, yeah? You're better at fussy cutting than me, I find it hard. I think the thing with fussy cutting is to just not be scared and just do it. I think when you're tentative and when you're a little bit tentative, that's when you tend to make more like mistakes, or you slip with the scissors or something. Look how fab this background looks, everybody. I'm loving this background. She does that. I think everybody knows that when I'm at the shop on a... She probably would do, Margaret. I think everybody knows when I'm at the shop on a Wednesday to do the class, I always go home with something. Oh, you could, Jackie. You could, Jackie. You could even decoupage some of the... Oh, I've just squashed that. You could decoupage his shoes. You could decoupage his hat. And parts of the brush, the paint and everything. Right, let's get the card put together. So it is simple for me because it's not elaborate, but it doesn't need to be, does it? I'm sure it's got warmer. I'm absolutely roasting. So no card, no glue on the back because this is going on my card. Let's just get that on. And if I tell you the truth, so these bits here, I was going to do a border to break up the background. Obviously I'm not now, but I like the background too much. Why would I cover it up? Why would you cover it up? So let's just give him a little bit of shape. I'll do it on the edge of my desk. There are no embellishments, nothing going on here. Just the image and the sentiment. Will be shorts. It will be the shorts. What, making me feel hotter, Karen? No, Lynn. Good question, Lynn. So Lynn has just asked me if I use the alcohol card to create the background. And I didn't, Lynn. This is my normal ice white cardstock. Yeah. So it's the normal ice white card. I only use the alcohol card for the colour. Oh, look how gorgeous he is. Do you know what's missing? I should have had some more orange in here. I feel like it needs a bit more orange. How can I do that now? I can't. I can. I can. I can add some more orange. I am going to add some more orange. I just need some orange to break, because that matches perfectly, but it's missing some of the orange. So guess what I'm going to do? Just make sure this is clean. Oh, there's no water in it. Oh, there is a bit. It's not clean, of course. I'm just going to colour in the centre of these flowers. Just to give me some orange. I need that bit of orange. Just do the ones we're going to see. That's all we're going to see, so I don't need to do anything else. And I think that's probably enough. Don't look. Don't look. Oh, no, I'm not going to tell you. I nearly told you something, but I'm not. Can wait till they're here. Right, here we go. Let's just pop him on. I could have, yeah, I think if I hadn't have stuck the top layer onto the base, I think I possibly would have splattered with the carved pumpkin. But that's enough. As long as I've got some orange to tie it all together, that's fine. So let's get him on. Make some space though. I think I might be going straight in the shower when I've finished here. Yeah, splats. I would have done splats. Could you use the paint splats in the woodware stamp? These. I wonder if I could. No, I'm not, because it doesn't match the background because it's stenciled. So, oops. So, that's a big lump of glue gel. My glue gel is melting. Of course it is. A little bit on the brush. I'm so tight, look, I'm trying to get every bit. So I'm going to pop him just off centre. Just off centre. So now look, it looks like he's done that lovely inky background. And then I'm just going to put the sentiment on just at the top. Oh, decisions. I'm just trying to find the right place for it. No, it needs to go at the top. And I've got bloody glue gel on it now. I don't think I'm going to get much more from this tube, do you? I've not done bad with this one. This has lasted me longer than normal, so I've obviously been too busy to be making lots of cards. So this needs to definitely go at the top. I've just got to decide whether I want it in the centre or off centre. I'm going to do it off centre so that it matches him. I'm trying not to cover the word art up. I love that. genuinely, I really have enjoyed doing that card. I'm just going to clean my fingers because I've got glue gel on them. I've also got a bit of glue gel there. Here we go. Let's just put that in there. And I'm going to bring it in and show you a close-up so you can see how fab it looks. Isn't that clever? It's just so easy to do. Get rid of that. Dry your hands, Mr. Martin. And let's have a little close-up. And this is something I bet you never thought you'd see me do. How gorgeous is that? So the colours we've managed to tie in the background to the foreground. So alcohol markers obviously for the main image. And I'll pop this on here just in case you want to take a screenshot of these when you're watching the video back. So there's our lovely Arty gnome. And we've created the background using the stencil. I don't know what the stencil's called, I'm sorry. But it's just got the word art in it. And we've literally covered it with Distress Oxide, squirted it with water and just pushed it onto the cardstock. 3 times to create that fabulous little background, yeah? So regardless of whether you colour things like the gnomes in, characters in or not, the principles of what I've done with the colouring are the same whatever image you're using. And there you go. So thank you, Francois, for an absolutely fabulous stamp. Look at his shoe, look. I told you wouldn't be able to see the orange when I'd finished. So how gorgeous is he and how easy was that to do? And we are 20 minutes early, which is absolutely marvellous because I'm going straight into a cold shower. I can tell you as soon as I get off air. So let's do a giveaway. Now, I would have normally done the stamp, but I don't think we've got any left, or if we have, it's not enough to do as a giveaway. So what can I do? What can I do? I've not used anything that's different. Sister dear, give me a suggestion. Oh, the stencil's called graffiti, Karen says. The stencil's called graffiti. So Karen, give me a suggestion for a... I'm putting you on the spot now, sorry. Isn't it fab? Love him, love him, love him. And the colours are just perfect. It looks like he's done this graffiti background, which is just really clever. When do I ever make a card that's that thin? Karen, what can I give away? Sold out of the stamp, Chrissy says. Do you know what? Instead of Karen trying to stress, trying to find something, what we'll do is we'll just do one of the woodware stamps. So there you go. So it could be, it'll just be a lucky dip, because I honestly don't know what we've got in the shop and what we've got left. So let me do the socials. I'm just going to grab a drink. Gerald the gnome is fabulous, isn't he? Make sure you get the one with the snail. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, Karen said, what about RDL stencils? Oh, that's a good idea. Shall we do that then? Yeah, whereas the real Phill Martin is on a night off. Yeah, we'll do one of our DL stencils because you'd be able to recreate that with one of our DL stencils. So let me do the socials. So just a quick reminder for everybody. Thank you for putting up with that, because I know not everybody, yeah, the card's on a diet, Anne says. I know not everybody's into colouring, but I hope it's giving you some inspiration and some ideas. So for everybody who hasn't yet, please do search for our Facebook group, Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours, and ask to join the group. You'll be very welcome as long as you are a genuine crafter, otherwise you ain't getting in. And let's do the rest of the socials. So please like and follow my Sentimentally Yours Facebook page, so at Sentimentally Yours. Our shop Facebook page is at Honeypot Crafts. My Facebook page is at Phill Crafty Martin. My Instagram is Shock Horror at Phill M Martin. TikTok is the same. I really need to get back onto that. Somebody remind me tomorrow. Phill M. Martin. Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it now, is the same, Phill M. Martin. And the YouTube channel, for those of you that haven't yet, please do get subscribed. It's free to subscribe and you will get a notification every time we go live or I plan to do something on there. So just search on YouTube for Crafting with Phill Martin. Or you can watch any of the old videos and it gives you a link to subscribe at the end as well. So I've just got the blog to tell you. So our blog, again, is free to subscribe and you'll get loads and loads of inspiration from my amazing design team and lots of step-by-step projects. So let's go to YouTube and draw the winner first. So just in case you don't know the drill, if your name is chosen, please send a private message to post what somewhere. Rob says post it to somewhere, but I don't know what. I can't say that on air. So if your name is chosen, just send us a private message on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page, please, with your name and address and a reminder that you've won one of my DL stencils. I know Saz is probably trying to frantically take a screenshot of this, so I will raise it for you, Saz, and make it easier. Let me just get it all straight in there. There you go, Chuck. So here we go. So good luck, everybody. I'm going all the way to the top of the comments. And thank you for persevering and watching something completely different to what I normally do. So here we go. Reading some of your comments. You're so funny. Right, my mouse has stopped on Karen Drew. So congratulations, Karen, on YouTube. You've won yourself one of my DL stencils. So as ever, name and address to the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page, please, and we will get one whizzing off to you as soon as possible. So thank you, everybody. Just before you all leave me on YouTube, if you're not, and Rob, I'm sick of telling you now, if you're not in the Facebook group, get on Facebook and search for Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours. And let me just remind you before you go, next Monday evening, we are back just normal. It's the week after that I've got an announcement or some news to share with you on the 26th. So thank you, everybody on YouTube. I'm going to pop over to the Facebook. And let's see who we land on Facebook. So I'm scrolling. Scroll. And my mouse has landed on Katie Buckley. So congratulations, Katie. Be careful what you're posting on X. The government are trailing. Are they? So congratulations, Katie. Same drill for you winning here. Private message on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page with your name and address and a reminder that you've won one of my DL stencils. So thank you, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed something different tonight. I've genuinely, thoroughly enjoyed that. Get on the website and check out the rest of the woodware stamps. I can't remember how long the discount code lasts for because I don't do it. Karen does it. But all of the woodware stamps and all of the woodware stencils have got 10% off until the code expires, but I don't know when that is. So thank you, everybody. I'm now going to strip off and jump in a cool shower because I need to, I promise you. So enjoy the rest of your evening and I will see you in our Facebook group on Thursday night at 7 p.m. for a brand new happy hour. So thanks again, everybody. See you soon. Bye.